Hello and welcome. This is another Daily Dharma. My name's Dina. Thanks for joining today. Go ahead and come on in, set your vibe for the highest messages and guidance. All right, we've got our first popping cards. Under the deck we have 7, the 7th chakra, crown chakra. At the top of the head, for those that don't know, it talks about beliefs and our connection to our cosmic heritage. And popping out, we had Divine Masculine, number 22, over the top of Soul Time. So those masculine viewers may resonate a little more, or those aligned with their masculine, goal-oriented, materialized, goal pursuit type stuff, the different ways that we can impact the things that we are trying to go after are being called into question right now, and we're taking some time to reflect. So in a relationship, this may mean that masculines, or take this as pertains to your situation, may need a little bit of time and space away from pressure is coming out, but that doesn't mean that the other individual is putting pressure on someone else. But there's something here about the way that energy is being used, our participation in it, and the need to take just a quick step back and not make decisions based on pressure of external situations or the needs of those around us. It's something where somebody is needing to sit with their ideas about something to come to some type of decision. So somebody's taken a time out here. What's on the bottom here? Ooh. We like to see prosperity. And of course, this is more than the material. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. So it is some type of goal, but it doesn't need to be a material goal. It could even be like, I want to have more balanced life for my ability to feel happy and fulfilled. But yeah, with soul time, it's something about something coming up in the soul at this deep level that maybe we can't quite put our finger on. But for those who haven't been following, this is eclipse time at the time of this, or those that are tuning in from a timeless standpoint further down the timeline. This is at the early eclipses in 2024. We're going into a time of feeling something that's becoming awakened, this catalyzing circumstance, or even the entirety of our lifetime is coming up for a review. We have a Mercury retrograde during this time, and we've got some really big events coming up in the cosmos. We've got not only this Mercury retrograde during eclipse season passing over the threshold of the North Node with Chiron, which is that overcoming our wounded nature to become not a victim, but a co-creator, a manifester, our own internal manifestation coming to the light and coming into fuller, more beautiful beauty, not more pure, authentic self-expression. So there's that going on. But at the same time, we've also got this aspect of Jupiter will be coming across the path of Uranus on April 20th this year, around the 21st degree of Taurus. And for many people, you can look and see how the eclipses are touching off on different placements that you may have at the time of your birth, your natal chart. You can check out your own chart on a few platforms online for free. But Jupiter touching off with Uranus is like, it can be that epiphany moment. We've had some clearing away epiphany moments as Mercury overtakes Neptune, but then as Jupiter, that great expander and the great benefic, Zeus, that electric bolt, we keep seeing lightning in the cards, that that element of Zeus is activated when it comes in contact with Uranus, which is the change bringer, the revolutionary, the progressive, and it's a sign of, or a symbol of detached mental brilliance. So being able to be flexible and to perceive of ultimate potentiality and to spontaneously get that brilliance through as channeled in through spirit, through our cosmic connection, we can get some extremely prosperous insight and intuitive hits about where to go next if we take the time to sit back and chillax. Here's the remembrance card. It's like the remembrance of our cosmic inheritance here. And that in itself is a very prosperous feeling in the spirit. Remembering how to reset our ability to create, our ability to see through. I'm seeing this as our ability to be crystal clear on something, that higher sight, communication of higher insights about how we can reach our goals. And the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything we've gone through as soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Now, I also take that as our Akashic heritage and our Akashic remembrance as well, which is before perhaps we may have been in this situation, in this physical vessel. So whether or not it happened to us, this information is in the ethers in a way. It's in the Akashic dust that is settled on Mother Earth, the great mother of our physical vessel. And so in the carbons and the fibers and the crystalline becoming and awakening process here, there are fibers, the fibers of our being are being reawakened. And for some, this may be creating a lot of feelings of fatigue, tiredness, and muscle, body, perhaps not as severe as aches, but having the feeling of being exhausted is coming through. And I think that that's the shaking loose of what doesn't serve any longer, as well as the incoming messages coming in and trying to stimulate those little synapses in the brain and in the heart, in the soul space, that blueprint auric shield around the Merkaba, to remember the imprinting. Look at that. The inner sphere here looks a little bit like a labyrinth. That's kind of the way I see the auric shield, with all these lighted, like almost flame lit up little symbols and different language, like the light language, these little lines and data pieces all surrounding us, swirling around us on a level that we're not always aware of. But it's showing me some type of priestess crown here with that inner whitish light blue flame looking thing. It's almost like the headdress that denotes that inner flame, the lotus. There's something about the awakening of our Akashic heritage and the way that we're catalyzing the soul activation, the soul codes around us. And so the authority card comes next under soul time and divine masculine. Let's get another couple here. Root chakra, synergy. The ability for us to be our own authority, to root deeply in our trust and awareness of our intuitive authority. There's the ability to trust and follow the guidance of the internal versus some type of external evidence or external individual saying, oh yeah, sure, go ahead and start your spiritual business. Oh yeah, quit your day job without your client list set up. You know, nobody's in the third dimension that's very into the structures that make sense is going to be like, oh yeah, follow your intuition all the time. They're going to say, make a plan. And of course, those things definitely come in, but there's something here about the trusting of our own inner authority here to pursue something that has the potential to really pay off. It's something, the root, there's a play on the root here, something like a grassroots effort, working together with other individuals to create something incredibly giving, some type of service operation with the earth. I'm seeing something that someone told me about once, that came to be in, I think it was Tennessee, around the Knoxville area, some type of garden project that supplied a lot of different places. There's a bunch of those places around my area at the various community centers. There might be a group of individuals working to create food production and education around how to do that and how to be more self-sovereign. There's something like that happening for you, and it doesn't have to happen with the earth. There are many grassroots efforts that can be made, and it doesn't always need to be something with money, but I'm sensing this could be for some the asking for a grant, for instance, or securing funding for something, a home or a location or property that is going to be integral to the development of this process. There's a retreat to discover what things have personal meaning in our life and which things do not. Can we get there from here? What is desperately, lovingly being created here? It's taking our ability to think outside the box. We have alchemy. That one comes up quite often for us as alchemists and old souls, however you identify, light worker, earth keeper, earth angel, all these different ideas and ideals that seem resonant to ourselves as a potential label is an activation of our potential, our cosmic heritage, and our remembrance of what we're doing here in body. What is the accumulating experience giving us evidence? What's it drawing us toward magnetically? Where do we really wish that we had the self-belief and resources to go in that direction, because it's dawning for us, and we're able to see what elements we can influence in a positive way, or which other individuals we can bring on board to assist in this manifestation of something very, very generous and giving. I want to say some type of money involvement in something that gives back. Even creation of a machine or the use of some type of innovative machine, some type of inventive mind is coming online here. Integration. This can be the integration of different methodologies, such as like the permaculture thing, instead of using machineries to cultivate the earth. We can go in and restore the earth in different ways. We can tangent on that another time. I'm seeing something else here about the actual use of a machine, and it's reminding me to just have a shout out for a set of machines that I was pointed towards in the direction of several years ago, and it's the RIFE frequency generating machines. They're sold by, and again, this is not me being on these people's payroll. I'm not being paid for this. This isn't an ad. They're reasonably priced for many individuals will be able to afford this machinery if it's something that speaks to you in your spiritual practice. Check out the Spooky 2 machines. There are different people that will sell them. You can find them on different sites online, such as like eBay or on the manufacturer's website. But they are able to produce corrective frequencies for any cell, any tissue, any anomaly, any disalignment, out of balance. And we can entangle these energetic emissions, these frequency emissions, electromagnetically with our nail clipping to entangle it with our DNA. We go about our business and it's running these frequencies. Now, I would not suggest you practice these without very much caution, and anything that messes with people's medical, we don't want to touch the medical unless we're medically trained. These things we should be very cautious with. But there's also another machine as well, quantum weak magnetic resonance, I think is what it's some kind of mouthful like that. But you put your hand on top of a template for 60 seconds and it reads up to 39 dimensions of health, wellness, and well-being. The software is not designed by English speakers. I can tell because the language is disjointed and it doesn't make a lot of sense. It takes a lot of practice and all that business to figure out these machines in ways that they can help. But I mean, if we can not even prick a little finger to get that blood and passively be able to read all of these tissues and cells with just a template, imagine the empowered ability you have over your health and well-being to regulate, self-regulate. And there's something like that where some people are integrating new and old practices, some very old traditional restored practices, learning from the elders, learning from the children. The new generations are as wise as the old if we know how to look for it, because some of them, that cross-generational gap of misunderstanding is something that needs to be surpassed at this time over the next year. Wherever we underestimate those other energies, whether old or young, it's easy for us to think, oh, well, if you don't think like me, then there's something that isn't quite right about you. But we are all products of our environment, of our chemistry, of the timestamp of our natal cosmology. I guess that's why we were talking astrology at the beginning. And we're being tweaked this year to integrate new and old and to be able to expand, I want to say transversely. That isn't the right word though, but across the board, across the aisle. We need to take in our opposition in order to rise up further. We need to take in that entire level like a video game. You need to pass all the challenges and get all of the, like the carrots and the coins to accumulate and put that into the treasure chest so that the next level you have that one thing that you were supposed to pick up that helps you defeat the next level. Passion. Under the root chakra, but touching off with alchemy and integration. So, being able to tap into our resourcefulness, our ability to connect and to learn and grow here is that the proactive approach to growth is that soul prosperity and deeply rooting into the cycle, into the embodiment here, and to what are we all doing here with each other? How can we help others? How can we be helped by helping others? Because it's not about self-sacrifice any longer. We're moving away from the age of Pisces, that victim, savior, martyr, codependence, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius, where we aren't giving them fish any longer. We're giving them a fishing pole and teaching them to have a craft, to self what was the word I just said, but to self liberate at the very least. Anyways, moving on, let's get us a couple of oracle cards here, and I'd like to do the zodiac sign readings today with some tarot, the ones left for March. Get some eclipse energies coming in for you guys. So yeah, it looks like before taking some type of action, that masculine inner self needs to take the proper time to really remember what it's all worth, what it's all for, to figure out the divine thread of why we've been misdirected, so to speak, or why it's been important for our soul to incorporate and integrate different shadow elements, different challenges, challengers, different levels of, so to speak, suffering, codependence, victor, savior, martyr, and the ability to listen to why we've had to take in those experiences. For what is it catalyzed in ourselves? What passion has it stirred greatly? Because we kept having the other day radical reinvention, and the word radical, I think, came out 3 times in the reading the other day, and it's coming out in my mind now, because it's like there's some type of ability to really break out of the box and have an extremely innovative way to use our energy and our divine knowing and the knowing of others cross generationally to find what the common thread is. We all are here for the creation of some type of belonging, peace, love, happiness, humor on some level. To the celestial mountain and blessings of the moon maiden. That's interesting as can be. Synergy is the 41 card. Soul time is the 40 card. Both are down here. And this is 41. 41 to the celestial mountain talks about our need to retreat to a place where we can connect with our inner guidance and our higher cosmic sensibilities and intuitive nature. And this individual has the lotus in their hand. They've got all these jewels and beads and a nice aura around the head of Kuan Yin there. I'm seeing this as just that need for the soul time here. In blessings of the moon maiden, I think that something, the blessings, the prosperity card here, something, someone, a group, a response to something is coming through. But when you have those things happening with eclipse, blessings of the moon maiden, the blessings may come through the trickster energy of Mercury retrograde, whereby we need to not be distracted by a fixation on how we see things happening, becoming, or the various approaches of different skill sets that come into the group dynamic or environmental dynamic. If we need to serve multi-generations, generations just a symbol for whatever variance you have in the process you're unlocking here for yourself. Whether we need to work with various energies or appeal to certain energies with all of these factors, it's saying that everybody has a niche And when we can find each person's niche, they can make our project more multidimensional than flat and one-sided, and therefore more relevant to greater amount of people, to greater longevity, because it serves more than just this one perspective. And that's something that comes up for me when I do these readings. I'm not always sure where you guys are standing in this. So feel free to join in the conversation, start a conversation. Let's see what's going on with folks so that we can get the messages coming clearer. But the blessings, you may have to, whether you're feeling that overstimulation, that fatigue, or something else, sitting back into the meditative space to gain an understanding of where your own fertility, with that little rabbit there, where your own fertility feeds into something, how you can add to someone, how you can step further into your leadership, authority, and autonomy, and perhaps mentor others or gain a mentor in this regard, to break yourself out of some type of threshold, this game's level, and to gain those tools and experiences that go into that treasure chest to somehow serve and feed the world almost. So blessings of the Moon Maiden. Maybe you're unveiling something with the moon energy. If so, don't become discouraged if it takes a little while to get off the ground. With eclipse cycles, it's a longer cycle. It doesn't happen in 30 days always. The eclipse portal can sometimes be 6 to 9 months, depending on everybody's specific cosmology and the size of the goal, so to speak. All right, we did already get a couple little cards, but we'll take these two, okay? On the bottom here, the yellow tiger mother, 13, talking about hearing the divine call of that feisty, ferocious, inner feminine, intuitive space, and be able to put it into some type of courageous, confident, self-directed, actionable steps. You're making your declaration in that way. At the split 44, Bahava Tarini. You can tell I don't know how to say that. It's almost like this accidental hero energy. I'll get back to that in a moment. The ones that popped out, Lotus Throne, number 37, talking about, and that's the card that follows the prosperity. The Lotus Throne is like being able to sit on the throne, having made this impact or this prosperous invention, whatever it might be, bringing something to the fore, is going to put you somewhat in the spotlight, and there's going to be a need for you to sit in that authority and to be that kind, realized, truly, deeply centered empowerment energy leader going forward, leading with some type of knowledge and compassion on a deep level, gaining the buy-in of the group and whoever you're appealing to. Kalarartri, 32, coming out of the depths of some type of soul time, meditation, a deep sleep that's been activated and catalyzed at this point. So, and this is some type of, maybe you're getting some inspiration. Oh, look at that crown. Do you see the crown? Coming out of almost a dream space. We had the lucid dream the other day. Do you see the crown now that I was speaking of and seeing? There it is. It's like waking up from a meditation or a dream space or a lucid dream, an envisionary quest, and having this glow and this tingling around the entirety of the crown space, where those messages are still trickling in for the next possibly 30 days to 6 to 9 months, depending on what you've got going on. And yeah, we show the eclipsed moon in the background of this card too. It's like our ability to believe in ourselves and to move through this is going to catalyze our ability to be like a gentle warrior in some way. And I always love that saying, better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. It's by that sense of um, being willing and able to utilize your tiger mother and invoke that clarity and feistiness is also moving you out of some type of cloak of night here, that obscurity into the light. She appears beneath the cloak of night, revealing the truths that must be known to set the heart free. She offers you an opportunity to engage in a profound, powerful, and enduring transformation. This will lead to a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns or pains of your past. Your soul is in deep healing. Recovery can be painful, but that pain is temporary and you will emerge renewed and released. In time, you will greet your rising destiny from an entirely new and improved inner foundation. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime. Yeah, we were talking about this with the aches and pains, the things that are kind of shaking loose from our energy signature as we surpass this level. Yeah, that Jupiter Uranus activation, I guess they only come conjunct every, I think it's 41 years, but in Taurus only every, I think it's 84 years. So that's quite a long cycle, and it kind of talks about the synaptic cycles that create their own little spirographic looking um, imagery if you follow the pathways, the spiral little twists and turns of each planet. They make a beautiful little diagram. Something about that. Anyways, 44. I thought I had it. I'm so sorry, guys. 44. The tantric priestess of karmic release manifests with the capacity to integrate higher divine energy into even the most stubborn patterning that has so far resisted healing. Yeah, that's stepping out of the box. The ability to shake loose is when that information is able to come in. When momentum is building and you don't know how to stop fueling the fire or to reverse the damage, she appears. Her presence indicates that this is a powerful time for spiritual work and healing practices. She will support the work, and much growth can happen from it, particularly at this time. No matter how wild they may seem, the storms of your life shall be gentled. You shall emerge unharmed. We're at the end of my recording capacity, so thank you so much for staying with this reading, and check back for your zodiac specific readings here on the channel whenever you're ready. Thanks so much. Take care.